Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of 60 Formula. First things first, I need to get socks for the pups. They are just like chewing up all my socks. They don't have any socks of their own. It's driving me nuts. How often do you guys think I need to lube up my chain? I'm thinking how often? How often do you guys lube up your chain? Right now I'm at 763 miles. You guys think I should lube up my chain at this point? I'm not really sure. I'm gonna look it up. All right, let's go out to Target, get socks, and then go to... Where else do I need to go? I need to get a battery for this DSLR camera because... Oh, yeah, one battery. All right, puppies. Oh, puppies only have one battery. So, guys, the reason you haven't been seeing a bunch of motorcycle videos is because this right here. This is my old GoPro. It's let me down so many times. I've recorded with this thing and went on so many cool adventures. Come home and the recording is not there. And I'm just like so frustrated. So one day I got so frustrated after recording like several times, I just went ahead and I taped like 1,000 fireworks to it. I feel like I'm Sid from Toy Story just getting ready to blow it up. Now I got a new GoPro. I just went and bought one the other day, a GoPro 6. I'm going to show you guys that right now, wherever I put it. Here it is. I got the GoPro 6 Black. Now, admittedly, these aren't that great either. There's only one audio input adapter, and it's by GoPro, and they charge $50 for it. I'm like, wow. So I have to go and spend $50 just so I can have proper audio, because the audio on these GoPros is horrible. But I'm going to connect it right here. So let's go and do that. Camera meets camera. Cage. Good doggy. Looking for socks. Let's see what we can find in the aisles of Walmart. Here we go. Like the biggest. But this is like what's up. I think this is it. This is 10 bucks. Oh wait, they got bigger ones. Oh. Oh my god, that's 11 bucks. That's Infinite Toys. All right. $10, Infinite Toys. Thank you. All right, we got tons of socks. Awesome. The dogs are gonna be happy. Alright, let's go in here and get out all the socks. What's in here, Brittany? What's in here? Oh my gosh. I can't even get this out of here, bros. Look at that, guys. Look at that. That is sock mania. See these? These are your toys now. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Oh my gosh. You guys are crazy. As I was saying before, if you guys want to save a little bit of money, Huskies just love socks. All you gotta do is go to Walmart, spend $10. This is gonna last, I'm pretty sure, for like the entire lifespan of these dogs. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Look at this thing. It's like a sock toy. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. Okay, so here's like 20% of the socks that we just unraveled for the dogs to play with. I don't know what it is with Huskies and socks. It's just like their favorite thing in the world. And honestly, get these extra long ones because these extra long ones are really good for tugging. $10, the dogs are satisfied. And look, we have an entire toy bin over here now just filled with Fruit of the Loom socks. I'm so happy I can make you guys happy. This is so dope. Look at all these socks. So if you guys do live up north right now, I want you guys to be very careful. There's a hurricane coming your way, and it looks pretty crazy. They're saying it's going to be the storm of the century. So I am dedicating this video right here to you guys, and I'm going to tell you exactly what you should do if you have some animals at home, dogs, cats, goldfish, no matter what. These are some great steps that you should take in protecting your animal if you are going to be in a hurricane. Because let me tell you guys, I have lived in South Florida my entire life, North Florida for the past few years, and I have been hit by a bajillion trillion hurricanes. I know exactly the types of tips and tricks that you should take when it comes to bracing for one of these storms, especially if you have a beloved dog. So come with me, we're gonna talk about the things you should do when a hurricane is coming your way. So one of the first things that you should do when you're preparing for a storm, obviously, is get plenty of food and plenty of water. You're gonna wanna make sure that you have all the dog food that you need and that you have all the water that you need. Dogs like to drink a lot of water, and there's a chance that your power could go out. You may lose electricity for long periods of time. Stock up on water, stock up on dog food, and of course, stock up on human food because you're gonna wanna eat. One of the other things that you have to worry about is using the bathroom. You don't go outside and use the bathroom, but doggos do. Now, if you have a cat, obviously, that's not a big problem because they're probably using the litter box inside, but if they're not and they're an outside cat, go ahead and get a litter box for that cat because they are not gonna wanna go outside for the next few days. So here's a crazy trick that you can do if you have dogs. Now, there's a couple ways to do this. It depends on where you live. Maybe you live in an apartment, maybe you live in a house. Now, if you live in a house, it's gonna be a little bit easier for you, and if you live in an apartment, it's no problem, but you're gonna have to take a couple extra steps. It's really dangerous to take your dogs outside during a hurricane. There's all sorts of debris going everywhere, and trust me, things like tiny little things like pine needles and just tiny bits of debris and wood chips, things like that, they can really damage your house or hurt you or your animal. So here's a great tip to do. Go ahead and go to Lowe's or Home Depot, wherever. You can even find it for free on the side of the road. Go ahead and grab a couple squares of sod. I'm just talking about grass, like sod squares that you get for your front yard. You're gonna wanna grab a couple squares of these, maybe more. It depends on the size of your dog. If you have a bigger dog, I would grab about 10. If you have a smaller dog, you don't need to grab more than 4 or 5. Now what you're gonna do, if you live in an apartment, is you are gonna take these sod grass squares and you're gonna put them in your bathtub. Now if you don't have a bathtub, you can use one of those storage bins you get at Walmart. I'll show them to you right now. One of these right here, you can just put a whole bunch of different things in them. If you just go into the store and get an empty one of these, you can put the sod in one of these. What the sod is going to do is it's gonna let your dogs use the bathroom. It's gonna let them poop and pee without having to go outside. This is one of the best tips that I can give you guys during a hurricane because I can't tell you how many times people, they just don't even think about it, and the storm comes, your dog starts crossing their legs, and you're like, oh boy, I have to take my dog dog outside. Not good. If you have a single family home and you don't have an apartment, you can go ahead and do all this in the garage. And you can set it up any way that you want. You can get the storage containers to have the dogs use the bathroom in. You can set up a tarp and kind of put the sod on the tarp. Just make sure you keep it clean so when the storm is done, you can just throw everything away. Now, there's no telling how long a hurricane is going to keep power out. There's no telling how long the storm is going to last or how damaging it's going to be. Another tip I have for you guys is to download some soothing dog tunes. Now, I know this sounds really weird, like, why would I download dog music? This is going to really give your dogs a stress-free experience when it comes to a hurricane. Dog music is really, really soothing, and you can find it on YouTube, on the internet. Just type in dog music. Some dogs get really scared of fireworks. Some dogs get really scared of noises of just the wind and rain and thunder. There's gonna be plenty of wind and rain and thunder. So if you want to try and distract your dog from those crazy noises, try to get them to be stress-free, go ahead and download some dog music before your internet goes down. Be sure to charge all your external electronic devices before the storm. Make sure you have all your portable DVD players and all your laptops and all your cell phones supercharged, because eventually the storm is most likely going to kill all the power. Another really awesome tip is to put a few bottles of water in the freezer. Now, what this is going to do is it will freeze your water completely, but when you lose power, your freezer is going to turn off. This is going to give you cold water hours and hours and hours after your power is off. Eventually, all the things in the fridge are going to cool down, they're going to get warm, but if you put bottles of water in the freezer, it's going to take a much, much longer time for those things to warm up. Make sure you have drinkable water. Obviously, don't put all of your bottles of water in the freezer right away. Put some of them in there. It will keep you with cold water for days to come. Another tip I have for you guys is keep your dog's bed and all of their toys away from all the windows. The windows have a chance of breaking during a storm like this because there's going to be so much debris. So you're going to want to make sure you put all of your dog's things in a safe place, preferably like a closet or maybe underneath a staircase, somewhere where there's no windows and it's basically the center of the room. But put them away from the windows. This is really important. The last thing you want is your dog sleeping underneath a window that may or may not break at any moment. And last but not least, if you have huskies and you are going to brace this storm, one tip I have for you is you're going to need to keep these guys cool. And there is a chance that your AC is going to shut off. There are a couple things that you can do. Obviously, you can buy a generator, or if you want, you can go to Walmart now and prepare yourself by buying a really cheap styrofoam cooler, buy a 25-pound bag of ice, and then go ahead and buy yourself one of those battery-powered fans. What you're going to do is you're going to fill up the styrofoam bucket with ice, then you're going to cut a hole in the top, and you're going to cut a hole in the side. You're going to place the fan in the side hole of the bucket, turn it on, and it should push the cool air that the ice creates through the top of the styrofoam bucket. Now, I know I should make an entire video on how to do this, but this is just me spitting out some really cool tips on how you can keep your huskies cool in case you have an emergency where it's like 80 degrees all day and you're sweating and it's really bad. So just keep that in mind. Number one most important rule overall, get yourself prepared for the storm and make sure you guys have some sod in the bathroom or in some sort of storage unit so your puppies can use the restroom. That's all I got for you guys today. I hope you had fun. The pups were sleeping the whole time. Super sorry about that. They've been mega tired. It's super hot outside. Stay safe, guys, in the storm. I wish you well, and thanks as always for watching. If you liked, subscribe and hit that like button. As always, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. I'll see you next time with whatever I make.